Hey guys, it's Gita. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, welcome to my channel. I have not uploaded a video in quite a long time, 6 months I think. There's a bunch of reasons. My computer died, I lost my hard drive, I lost my editing software, I had to replace it, had to get new editing software, all these kind of issues. Anyway, I'm really just showing you the eye look. I'm not showing really like my full face. I'll probably soon do like an updated foundation routine. To be completely honest with you guys, part of the reason that I wasn't filming among everything else was that my skin has been really bad for the last few months, and it's kind of finally getting better. And there was a period of time where I just honestly didn't really want to film any skin stuff. I felt like my skin looked so bad that I couldn't even make it look better with makeup. And it just made me really self-conscious, like to the point where I just thought no one would want to watch my videos because, I don't know, basically I was AWOL for quite a long time, but I'm hoping to be back filming again. It really is a fun outlet for me. If you'd like to see how I achieved this look, then keep on watching. So I have already primed my eyelids and done my eyebrows. So I always go in with a base shade all over the lid before applying any color. And I use my Viseart, I think, yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. So obviously these are all very well loved, these 4 shades. This is the Neutral Mattes palette. There are a lot of palettes that have neutral colors. Obviously you don't need to use this one. So typically what I do is I take this as my base shade. I take the white a little bit up into the brow bone, and then these two are typically crease shades for me. And this brush is a Bdellium 785. And this is one from their Bambu line, so it is an all synthetic brush. It's a very soft, great for blending. So the base shade I'm pretty much taking all over the lid. I'm taking a little of that white, like I said, and you can use the same brush for all of these. I'm just gonna take some of that up into the brow bone here, and then again these darker two into the crease. I'm just gonna place it a little bit above my natural crease. And obviously just kind of buff that back and forth. I actually find that whether I'm doing warm or cool tone looks, I tend to go for these as my base shades. I know it sounds a little weird, but there are grays and sort of cool tones in these palette, but they're not really like, there's nothing that's really light enough to sort of be like a base or a transition color, and I find these are actually pretty neutral with a lot of eye looks. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this here, which is sort of a kind of medium brown taupe shade, and this is the 777 by Bdellium. I'm going to kind of do what I did with the other shades, where kind of it's into the crease, but almost like above the crease a little bit. It's okay if it's a little bit messy because we are going to clean up the fallout afterwards. I am doing my foundation after this, which obviously is intentional. When I do really smoky, I'm just taking the larger brush again to blend out. When I do really smoky eye looks, I always do my eyes first. This is personal preference. If you know you can work and have no fallout, then you can totally do your foundation first. I just know myself, and I know that I make a mess a lot of the time, and I have to like fix my foundation after I've already done it. This is the Viseart Editorial Brights palette. Really bright color. I'm gonna actually just go in with this purple shade here, and this is a Bdellium 772. It's a very kind of small brush, so I'm gonna pick some of that up. So I'm just gonna take this into kind of, again, the upper crease. I don't need a huge amount of the actual product. I want to just really lay down the color. I find the smaller brushes are easier to do that with. And I am taking this pretty much from the inner to the outer corner of the eye. So I'm actually going to come back in with the brush that I just used, the crease brush that I actually used for like the brown color. I'm kind of like rubbing it off on my hand just to kind of get the brown off of it. You can use a fresh brush. I just hate to like dirty all of my brushes. So I'm going to start at the inner corner and just do, I guess this is like a windshield wiper motion. I think this is how they refer to it. when it comes to blending. So after that, I'm going to take just a little bit more, that smaller brush, and just concentrate it here in the center. So we've kind of blended the edges already. Then I am going to go in with a base on the lid. Whatever kind of black eyeliner you have is fine. You can use a pencil liner, you can use a gel liner. Personal preference, I do like to use the NYX Jumbo pencils. They're just really big, so it's easy to cover a lot of space at once. And I'm bringing this over sort of my mobile lid, which is just this center portion here. It could be a little sticky, a little hard to work with. So you do have to kind of blend this out on the lid before you add in any shadow. I'm actually going to take the same brush that I was using before, the 772, and I'm just going to kind of blend the edges. So basically, I want this kind of black to blend into the purple. When putting a dark base down, it's going to, whatever colors you put on top are going to be so much more pigmented. They're going to show up like really intensely dark. And they can do that without the base. I think the base makes it pop so much more. At this point, I am going to tightline as well. This is the NYX Jolie liner. And I'm going to go ahead and just take this into my, not waterline, lash line. Now to me this is necessary because this will pull the color on the lid up to the lashes. There's not going to be any visible gap. Like here you can see there's a very visible gap there. Also going to bring some of this onto the lid as well. Obviously, whatever sort of dark purple you have on hand, you can definitely use. I really love this like eggplant purple from Makeup Forever. This particular shade, they're all numbered. This one is M928. The M stands for matte, so it is a matte shade, and then 928 is the shade name. Next to Viseart, the Makeup Forever Artist Shadows are my favorite formula. I'm going to use the same brush again, and I'm going to start to take this plum color and really pack it onto all over my lid. I'm really blending up into the crease because that's where the shadow base ends, and I want that to really blend into what is directly above it. This is a flat edge brush by Stila, and it just kind of has like a really, you can see it's very thin, very flat. So I'm gonna take a bit of the same plum shade, and I wanna bring it like right into essentially the lash line with my eyes closed, of course. You can leave as is, always, blend more. As you can see, there's kind of some spots that need some more blending, so I'm gonna do that. But I'm also gonna take a little bit more of the brighter, the Viseart shade, the purple. I'm gonna bring, again, just a little bit more of that. And I am gonna use this sort of larger crease brush to do that. Just enough so that I can really diffuse this dark color. Again, just back and forth with the blending. Underneath on the edge here, I'm gonna do this as well. I'm not gonna do the under eye until I do my foundation. So the last step on blending the eyes is actually, I'm just gonna take a completely clean blending brush. This is a 776 by Bdellium, but any blending brush will do. Just make sure it doesn't have any product on it. And I'm gonna take that and buff all this. All of this. The other thing that you could do as well is you could take like a white shadow or a cream colored shadow or whatever is kind of a highlight shade on you. Just a little bit of that up to the brow bone. Nothing crazy because I don't want like a bright white brow bone. That's not a good look. At least it's not on me. So I'm gonna kind of do that. And that will help to also kind of soften the brow just a little bit. So that, as you can see, is much more kind of smoothly blended. So that brighter color is, oh, and of course now I've got like, but you can see now the sort of bright color is blending into the socket where the plum sort of dark color begins and is kind of diffused above the brow bone as well. And I took a cotton pad and wiped underneath my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and put my foundation on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and I will be right back. I'm gonna actually go ahead and put lashes on right now. And my favorite lashes of all time that I wear with like 90% of all makeup looks are the Siren Lash by House of Lashes, and they look like this. This pair I've probably worn like 10 times, but I like to use them until they're falling apart, and then I buy more. But I don't like to waste, so I like to really get like the most possible mileage out of a single pair of lashes. Typically I do like to go for clear lash glue, but I like to use dark tone glue when I'm doing a look like this where I have dark on my lid. Same goes for if I'm wearing liner. So for that I like to use, also by House of Lashes, this is the dark tone adhesive. So I basically go in on the lash band and don't go, you know, too hard with the lash glue, kind of just, and then put a little extra on the ends, inner and outer corners. Just kidding, I forgot to put mascara on. Close one. And then I like to grab my sort of natural lashes to bind them to the false lashes. Kind of like so. Could have done this before I put my foundation on. Now that I'm thinking about it, probably would have been a better idea. To this outer edge, I'm gonna just take that brush that didn't have product on it and kind of blend, because obviously I kind of made a line here, which is not really what I want. I do not have concealer on just yet, just foundation, so I'm going to put a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes and blend it. So I do not have any powder on my face yet, but I am going to put some powder underneath my eyes. I'm going to use the RCMA No Color Powder, and then I use the dampened blender to apply it. I'm going to take that same black liner, the NYX liner, and just put some of this into my waterline, kind of like the outer half. I personally don't mind if it's a little bit messy because I like a really kind of messy, grungy, smoky under eye. I'm not going to put more shadow on this right now. I'm actually just going to take this brush that I was using earlier, the 772, and there is some shadow left on it, and I'm actually just going to use that to blend. I do want to take a blending brush and just kind of, you know, the one I had earlier, kind of buff out the edges here. I'm actually going to take an even larger blending brush. This one's by It Cosmetics. And I'm going to actually take a bit of the No Color Powder that I had just a moment ago. And I'm actually going to bring some of that on the eyeshadow brush, really just to kind of like diffuse the edges here. I know it's like a little bit counterintuitive because I already used the black liner, but it is kind of wearing off. So I'm going to add just a bit more. Then I'll take a bit of mascara. This is the Great Lash by Maybelline. This is the waterproof one. I like to use waterproof on my lower lashes because they can smudge. that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any requests for looks you would like to see, please leave them in the comments. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is at Beauty by Gita, so the same handle as here. And that way, if you guys see anything that you want me to film, I can do so. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers who have recently joined. You're probably thinking like, is she ever gonna upload again? Because it's been like 6 months, but I am here and I'm gonna try to upload. Bear with me, I'm getting the hang of new editing software, so that's gonna take me a little time to get, I don't know, my videos might not look, well, maybe they won't look worse, I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!